Hey guys, welcome back to moreRoslyn. I have so missed doing videos for you guys. I have been busy and I've also been doing videos behind the scenes for different things for my Vimeo channel and trying to experiment a lot. And I had to come and share with y'all the what I've done today or what I've done the past few weeks and what's changed and like the big strides I've made in my healing. It's mind-blowing. So I do the medical medium stuff. I've done that for 3 years. I am really, really good at doing it. I'm like 95% compliant, I guess is the best way to say it. And I want to give myself credit, not beat myself up, if y'all can tell what I'm doing. I experiment so much and get so much contrast from when I have a no food to when I have a really good food, and how much the really good foods do for me, that I just keep experimenting and playing and just getting things going and still trying to live and work and socialize and go out with my friends and meet new people on this journey and do things. And it's been a little tough with the whole people part, but and dealing with friends and dealing with going out to eat and people picking on me and people supporting me. And I'm very thankful for the people that have picked on me, because my true friends have really just gathered around me and they're like, we'll just order for you, tell us what you need, what you can eat. And I mean, I've had so many different experiences with this that my journey is not like anybody else's, and I'm very happy for that. It is a lot of fun. It is very interesting, and I'm very human, and I'm doing this, and I don't have the option of not being out in the public and places where I get kind of confronted with no foods. I have to be out there doing things. I own a business, so I kind of have to be, well, I have to be seen. It's a big deal. So I do this, and I get to experiment, and I get to challenge myself, and I also get to go through anxiety. Like, one thing I want to talk to you guys about is you know, when you go out to, I don't know if you're like this, but I get so overwhelmed with anxiety on the inside, but I don't want my friends or people that I'm with to know that I just order whatever. And it's such a struggle sometimes. And so I have been experimenting this week with trying to figure that out. And I opened up and told my friends what I was doing, and that I wanted to go to restaurants that I was not used to going to or didn't like going to, because I would have such a hard time ordering. Or you would get a small salad for $8 or $9, and they would get like a big, the same size salad with meat on it, and you're like, I'm still freaking hungry. Or something like that. And so what happened is one of my friends helped me. Two, I have been intermittent fasting a lot. I joined Mastering Diabetes. They are a group. Robbie Barbero and Cyrus, I can't remember his last name. They run the group, and Robbie is really good friends with the medical medium, Anthony William. And so it is a very safe, nice platform to be on. And it's not, what is this? What is that? It's not so much chaos. It's about foods and what people's eating. And it doesn't feel overwhelming. And it doesn't feel like, well, you're not doing this right, or you're not doing that right, or you should be doing this, or you can't have this. It's very open-minded, and it's just kind of structured differently. And I really, really love and appreciate and enjoy the structure of it. And they have this stuff down pat. They know how to heal, how to lose weight, how to do things, how to get through the emotions of things, and they talk about it. And it's a fantastic program to be in and to be part of. And they do questions and answers. So every like 2 weeks a month, or 2 Sundays a month, they do a question and answer. So you can go be part of that, and it's just really great. Because one thing that they do is intermittent fasting, and everybody's different. So I enjoy a 24-hour fast, but it can get kind of difficult. And so I struggled with it before. And what I switched from, because I get so much healing, like my eyes, I have, you can kind of see the dark and how they're a little puffy. I am having streptococcus and maybe eczema or heavy metals in my eyes. And I do heavy metal detox smoothie every day. But I've been, like, my skin up under here and over here has been drying out, and which motivates me a lot to change my food and get really, really serious. They also kind of look bruised, like this one looks bruised. Well, it was this one, and so I'm not sure what all is going on, but I'm just going through some stuff with it. And when I intermittent fast, it goes away quickly, and it is crazy. So what I have been doing was intermittent fasting and I know some of y'all are like, oh, Anthony only talks about this in the book. You're only supposed to do it a couple of times a month. Well, this is my journey, and this is what I have to do that works for me. And this is why I experiment, and I absolutely love it. And he might say a couple of times every few months or whatever. However, he also talks about you're only supposed to have 80,000 meals. So I have to figure out what works for me. And like the whole, like you only have 80,000 meals in your life kind of freaks me out. So, and intermittent fasting helps me to feel so much better. So what I do so my adrenals don't go up is I drink lemon water or lemon ginger water or strawberry lime water or some kind of water with fruits in it. And I'll drink that while I'm fasting. And I'll put minerals in there as well. And so what I was doing was I stopped eating at 8 o'clock at night. I didn't eat until 12 o'clock the next day. And I would feel fantastic. And all of this stuff would like go away. But after a few days, I started to get like a little bit of headaches and stuff. And so what I've done and changed is I'm still giving my body a break. Like, my body does not like massive amounts of foods all day long. I don't like smoothies all day long. I don't like to get too full. I don't work very well that way. I get too bloated. Things can't push and move and do what they need to do with my intestines, and it just like blows up and it drives me crazy. So I know that I don't like to eat massive amounts of meals. I don't like to eat too much at night. It makes me too heavy. So what I've started doing is I get up in the mornings around like 5 o'clock, and I'll have my celery juice, and I exercise now. So I go exercise and walk the dogs, and then I come back and I have cucumber juice. And then if I don't feel good, if I'm sluggish, bloated, my gut's not moving, I don't feel good, then I drink water, lemon water, ginger water, whatever, up until lunch. Sometimes I'll have a smoothie and sometimes I won't. If I don't feel good, I don't do it. And then come 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock, if I can get away with 7 o'clock, if I can get away with 6 o'clock, sometimes on the weekends I can get away with 6, I don't eat. I quit eating. I cut it off. That way my body can do what it needs to do and chill out, and I sleep better that way, and I heal faster that way. And I'm going to tell you how I heal faster in a little bit. And so I just go through so much stuff so much faster. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I heal so much faster. And what I've realized is, like I said, I don't eat heavy meals at night. And after I cut off my eating time, I don't cut off my water time. So I get in a good gallon of water besides the water I drink with the juices and my smoothies and this and that. I get in a whole gallon. And that's what I do. I drink that at night. I'm going to get up and pee in the middle of the night anyway, so I don't really care. So, I'm usually way more thirsty and dehydrated feeling than I am hungry. So the intermittent fasting, it wasn't so much about the food and not eating and detoxing. What it gave me is strength. it gave me the ability to go to restaurants and not freak out. It gave, if I can't eat somewhere, I have water. There's nowhere I've been that I couldn't get water. So that was a big deal for me. Because if there was a place that I didn't have enough food, or I didn't have any food, or my husband's like, we changed, it's not always my husband's fault because I'll change my mind in a heartbeat. If we change plans and we decide to go somewhere and we're not near anything where I can eat, I have water. So I've always set things up so I'm okay. And instead of freaking out about it, which would cause my adrenals to go up, now I can calm down. Because I kept putting my adrenals in like such chaos because I would get scared I didn't have enough food in the house. Scared I didn't have enough food with me. Scared I didn't have enough food, have enough food. And I was always bloated and uncomfortable the whole time. So it's kind of weird, but that's just what I've been doing, and it works really, really well for me. I juice a lot, I drink a lot of water, and I have my smoothies, and I have salads, and I eat things, and sometimes I have potatoes, and I get food in. And I'll tell you I'm getting food in, and I'll tell you how much I've healed because of what's happened. So, Master Diabetes talks about exercising at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm like chronic fatigue girl. I can do enough to get through work. And so I was like, well, maybe they're right. And my dogs needed to go walks. They needed their walks to mentally be sane and sane around me. And so I went for walks, and I would be like, man, I'd get a tenth of a mile in or 2/10 of a mile in, and I'm just sluggish. And I'm like, okay, that's enough, dogs. Y'all ran around, played, sniffed, peed, whatever. Let's go back in the house. And I was like, well, maybe Mastering Diabetes is right. Maybe I do need to exercise because maybe I need to move more. Not stress my body out, but move more. I can listen to my body. It'll tell me. It tells me loud and clear if I overdid it. And so I got out there, and this little voice in me after about 1/10 of a mile with the dog said, push it. Walk. Push, pull, push your legs. Move your legs. And I'm like, not like a little voice like Anthony's voice, but like my internal thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm pushing. So I engaged my legs, and I pushed, and I walked, and I engaged my thighs, my quad muscles. I felt them. I could feel them. And I pulled myself to go. And I ended up doing 1.5 miles that day easily. I felt great because I'm a vegan pretty much. So I don't have and I don't eat a lot of fat. So I actually have it in me to do these things. It's much, much easier than it ever was before. It was just a mental thing. And once I did that and got my lymphatic system going, that sluggish went away. Like 1/10 of a mile after I started pushing and like getting myself to go, the sluggishness was gone. And I felt good because I got to hear the birds, and I got to look at dirt, and I got to look at trees. I live in the country. So I love all that stuff. I got to hear and smell and feel nature and just be around it, just completely covered. And so that was probably 1.5 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. And so I kept walking, and I walked. And before I got sick, fatigued sick, I used to run and jog. I did the mud run. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's an obstacle course, and you get muddy. I've done that twice. I tore my ACL and meniscus on the second one. Per thanks Ebstien Barr virus. So I've done that. I've done a 5K. I used to run, but I never could get past 3 or 4 miles because I just could not get my body going. And the crazy thing is I might have jogged, run for me, and I call it run, but it's really a jog. And so I did about a couple of tenths, no, maybe half a mile. Let me say half a mile. A couple of times in my, as I'm going and getting better. And it felt so good. I was like, this feels better than even worrying about weight. So I kind of love this. So I'm going to keep going. So last Friday I did 3 miles, and I only jogged 1. And it was not all together. But it just put something in me that shifted me. And I actually went and bought new running shoes. And because I was getting serious, and I love this so much, it made me so happy because it would calm my anxiety and depression down. And I think it's because it would actually know, we know this. It would get my lymphatic system going, which helps my liver, so it would get more crap out of my body. And it was really good for me mentally. And so I bought me some running shoes. I hadn't done that in 3 years. And this is my healing. This is what I'm talking about, healing. Like, this is why I can't argue with this stuff, because I am healing. I'm not arguing with none of it. And I mean, y'all can argue with it, not like it, but y'all don't have to do it. But this is what I'm doing for me, because I'm healing faster than I've ever healed. I'm happier than I have ever been. That's a big deal. Going vegan from a southern butter animal-based diet, paleo, this, that, to completely vegan, and attempting to do this and do this well, and being very high raw. I don't like to put too many words on me, and no fat, you know, I don't like too many labels, but I mean, this is where I'm going. So this is a huge change. And in the last few months is when I started walking. So I haven't been doing this for a while. So, because here's the good part. So I did that 3 miles, and I talked to a client that day because I knew she was a runner, and she invited me to come out and run with her and a bunch of girls that Saturday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, 6 o'clock in the morning? I mean, this is what time I run, but that means I have to get up, get ready, and go to town, and I have to make my celery juice and poop. I mean, I'm like, oh, you know, there's so much stuff, and so I couldn't even sleep. It was like Christmas morning. So I was up at 4:30. I usually get up at like 5. I was up at 4:30 getting things ready, and I was out the door, and I met them at 6. And we went and did 3 miles, and it was easy. We walked and ran. It was so much fun. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to do then another 3 once we get back to the stopping place. And I'm like, I'm doing it with you. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. I want more. And I ended up running with this really awesome guy that apparently trains a lot of people around here. And because he's done full marathons. And so I ran with him, and there's this hill, this bridge over railroad tracks. And I was like, I want to do that hill. I'm so close to it, and I've always looked at it driving in the car. I want to do it. So we did it. And I thought I was just going to go to the top of the hill and run back down. No, that's not how this guy works. We go to the top of the hill, over the hill, back up the hill, and back over. And oh my gosh, but it's exactly what I needed, because I couldn't get all the energy out. I don't have energy to do this, but I did. That's the crazy thing, is I've had so much more energy from intermittent fasting and eating more plants, more raw to a certain degree, not eating as much as I used to, hydrating more. And a big one is mentally changing my mindset. That's probably going to be another video. But if you're talking bad to yourself, you're going to feel bad. Just so you know. That's been a big one. So anyway, so we got done, and we ran almost the whole thing, because I'm an all or nothing. And we get to the end of it, and he's like, how far are we going? So I have it on my watch. And I'm like, we've only gone 5.8 miles. And he's like, okay, well, 5. And I'm like, huh? 5? What do you mean 5? And he's like, well, it's only 5. If you can only say you've gone 5, we don't count 0.8s. We don't count halves. We don't count anything. And I'm like, I know 0.8. I'm going to count 6. And he's like, nope, you got to do it. And so I finished up, which was such a struggle, but I did it, and it was great. The other 2/10, so I could say I did 6 miles. I've never jogged 6 miles. Jogged, walked, whatever, slowed down, speed up, walks, jog. I've never done that, even before when I wasn't so sick. So my healing is like leaps and bounds changing. I mean, it is amazing. And I'm telling y'all this because there are people out there that are struggling. Have I had no foods? Yes. Do I want to keep having no foods? No. Am I working on it? Is it getting better? Yes. Am I not beating myself up about it as much? Yes. Am I feeling better? Yes. Yes. I did 6 miles. I couldn't even freaking walk a couple years ago, hardly. Like, I could do my job struggling. That's so big. It sounds so easy to say, but it's huge. And tomorrow I'm doing 4 with these girls, and then that next day, which is going to be Saturday, I'm doing again this 6, and we're not stopping. Well, I mean, if I need to walk, I'm walking, but we're not taking a break and communion and go back or whatever you want to call it. So I mean, that's a big deal. And I just had to share that with you because you can heal. And it doesn't matter how your journey is, you can heal. And a lot of this is like me saying I can heal and giving myself some respect. A huge amount of it is me talking to Kat at catwb.com. That's my girl. I'm her sparkle monster. Y'all can be my little sparkle monsters too. I love that little word. Isn't it great? Sparkle monster. And we get through this. She helps me get through all this stuff and talk it out and figure it out. Because the reason why y'all haven't heard from me is because I was doing intermittent fasting. And I had to get to the point that it worked for me and I understood and could figure things out before I could even share it with y'all. Because if y'all knew I was doing intermittent fasting, the first thing y'all gonna do is like, adrenals. And I'm like, my adrenals are good. My adrenals are really, really good. And I'm not doing things to crash them. Like, I'm constantly drinking some kind of fruit, something water with minerals in it, just a small enough period of time so my liver can breathe, I think, and flush in my lymphatic system. And so I had to share it with you because I've healed so much, and it's taking away, like, no foods don't bother me. They don't aggravate me as much because I do the intermittent fasting. Because being able to intermittent fast and not having food at that point gets your brain in a different place. So my life is just, I'm healing. And I don't have to worry about things too much anymore. And I'm happy about it. And I can just kind of like do other things. So I'm doing a 13.1 mile run in September. I will let y'all know about it. And then after that, I'm doing 26.2, hopefully at some point. And we'll see what happens after there. So I just had to share this with y'all and hopefully inspire you and give you some options of different things to do. And if you want to learn more about this, go to Mastering Diabetes. It's only $30 a month. You don't have to be perfect at it. You just try a little bit. You know, you don't have to do this stuff every day. There's so many different ways to do this. Go look up intermittent fasting on YouTube, or there's a whole movie about it called Fasting. So check it out. There's lots of people that do it, and they get great results, and they feel really good. And there's people that run, and there's people that get their healing back. You don't have to wait to heal. I cannot wait. I don't want to wait anymore. I'm just healing and going. My life means too much to me to just not to wait for something to happen. I got so sick of waiting to heal and waiting for change. I was like, screw this. That's not what I want to say something else. And I moved on. And I got some things done, and I experimented, and I found what works for me. And that's what it's about. What works for you. I eat certain foods because they work for my mindset. So try all this. See how you feel. Let me know. Good stuff. If you have questions, let me know those. You can always check me out at moreRoslyn.vhx.tv. You can go to more_Roslyn on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff there, and I do health coaching sessions, so you can always check me out there as well. And I do complimentary ones. So if you want 15 minutes to see if you like me and want to work with me, done. Go to moreRoslyn.com. So I love you guys, and I'm glad to give you my updates, and I will talk with y'all soon.